One, record. Hello, everybody. This is Uplift Kings, the podcast interview with Walking Purpose. This is episode 6. I have the great pleasure of interviewing Tanlent from mentalk TV. Let me just say this offhand. He interviewed me about 2 months ago, and this inspired me to launch my own podcast, my own company. So I'm greatly appreciated, bro. Introduce yourself. Say what you got going on, pretty much.
Yeah, so thank you. First and foremost, thanks, Craig. And first and foremost, before I introduce myself, I just want to say how super proud I am of you to be doing this because, as I said, you were one of our first guests as well. One of the conversations that I really resonated with. I know we spoke about a lot of stuff in that, and it's one of the first conversations I've actually opened up as a man as well to someone else. I felt really comfortable. I loved your energy as well. So, and we've received loads of good feedback. So big props to you. And if anyone who's listening to this, just make sure you keep watching this guy's space because he's going to be doing amazing things. So thank you for that, my man. I do appreciate that. So I'm Talent, as in Britain's Got Talent. Yes, the talented one.
Yeah.
So I'm one half of a page called mentalk TV. What we do, we are a men's mental wellness and mindset page. So we basically want to inspire other men to open up and really take control of their lives by taking control of their minds. We're super young guys anyway, but, you know, everyone's on their journey and we just want to help young men just, you know, open up more and realize things about their mind and how powerful their mind is. And, you know, by having conversations like, you know, like this. So, yeah, that's what we do. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, mentalk.tv. Give us a follow. Is that good?
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, a lot of great things going on. Pretty much it's a lot of craziness going on in the world, as far as over here, over there. What's your state of mind of what's going on right now, as far as the whole world, as far as just everything? Like, how do you feel? Like, what's your
mate? It's crazy. There's so like I don't even know where to start. Like there's so much. First, this coronavirus, this COVID stuff. And then seeping out into obviously everything that's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, and everyone's mental state at the moment, and just it's a crazy time, man. It's a crazy time to be alive, and a lot has happened over this last 6 months that is, I know it can break a lot of people, and you can see a lot of people being broken. But at the same time, what I've loved about this, I like to look at the positives, right? It's brought a lot of people together, not just COVID. I feel like that's brought so many people together, together with loved ones, old friendships, connecting with people that they had. Because when you're faced with a pandemic and it's like life or death situation for some people, it really strips down what's important in life. Not the cars, it's not the money, it's not your your status in life. It's family and close friends and relationships is what's really important. So you've got that side of things, and then you've got the whole Black Lives Matter stuff that I'm very, very surprised at what I've seen in the world. How many people have come together, white people especially, have just seems to come together and think, enough is enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it really feels different this time. It feels like what we've been crying out for as Black people, just for people to understand our pain. People are actually not necessarily understanding it, but wanting to understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel
what about yourself?
The same. I feel like it's a lot of people didn't understand at first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it took a whole pandemic for everybody to sit down and see what's going on, pretty much.
Yeah.
And for us being separate countries and feel that same pain and have that same motivation and see other people with different races, like, enough is enough. We are tired of this. Especially with this pandemic, you got that going on, and that stripped away everything from the smallest things of you can't go to the movies, you can't do anything. Everything is starting to open up. There are certain people like you and myself who are starting to take advantage of this opportunity to create new ideas, to create new goals. What do you say to that person who's pretty much in a slump? who's feeling like, I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. I can't do this. I can't do that. We say to that person who's seen nothing but negativity and trying to find something positive in that situation.
Um, it's funny you asked that because I've recently, um, I've recently got into a relationship, right? And for me, that's a big, huge thing. Like getting into a committed relationship. My last one was about 5 or 6 years ago, and I hurt a lot from that. So as you do, first love when you're young,
Yeah.
But I've recently got into a relationship with a girl who is amazing. She was working, so she's a sports, she's a sports therapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she does like the sports injury massages and everything like that. So she obviously got furloughed whilst this pandemic stuff was happening, and then she actually lost her job in the end. They made her redundant. So she was really in that position where you say doesn't know what to do. She was in a bit of a slump and not knowing what's going on. But we've had a few chats, and she thought, you know, fuck it, excuse my language, but she thought gonna do it. She's gonna start her own company up now.
Nice.
Literally started her own and taking action. So I feel like, but it wasn't that easy for her. It wasn't that easy for her, or easy for me to convince her to do that, right? I had to sit down with her and sort of ask her what she loves to do, right? Forget what's going on in the world. This is a time where you've got more time than anything, and time is the most valuable and precious asset in the world. That's what life is. It's just loads of time, right? So it's giving people time to sit down and actually write down, what do you love doing? What do you actually like? What do you enjoy? Even if it's things like TV shows, like, what do you love these TV? Just write a list of everything that you love in life, whether it's TV shows, food, whether it's, I don't know, going to the park and having a run, anything, and then go down the list and actually think of, would you like to expand on that? So, for example, say if you like, I don't know, drawing, yeah, you're not very good at it, but you like a little bit of it, or painting.
Yeah.
There's resources online where you can learn how to basically paint properly and just work on your passions. And I feel like if you don't know what to do with yourself, you're looking at negative stuff, just write down a list of loads of things that you love and just really focus on your passions and spend maybe an hour a day just inquiring, just be curious, and it will basically create habits of keep doing things that you love, and then you realize that actually, you know what, I'm actually really good at this.
Yeah.
I could actually pursue this. Maybe the career that I'm in originally, or the path that I'm on, isn't the right path. Maybe I could do something I love doing,
That
you know
happened. Yeah.
yeah.
That
That's what I think, and that's what I would say to someone who doesn't know what to do. It's in a little bit of a slump. Just figure out your passions, figure out things that you love, and if you don't know what you love, then yeah, just write down, you know, some stuff that you like doing or you think about doing, and just explore that, man.
Yeah. This is a great time to really walk in your purpose, no pun intended. But I was a
Love
person.
it,
I
love it.
was a person who I have a fitness company, right?
Yeah,
So called Immortal Fitness, and I kind of
yeah,
lost my passion with that,
right.
and I was really frustrated. And after our interview, I kept looking at, me telling my story, getting comfortable, breaking out of my shell. I said, okay, maybe it's something here. And after
Yeah,
watching what you guys are doing and watching what everybody else is doing, I'm like, okay, with Kings, and okay. So now, like, I'm kind of changing our course. And for
mm,
the person who's out here watching, thinking, man, it's hopeless. This is the perfect time for you to spend with yourself. And like you were saying before, write it down. What do you like? What
mm,
brings you joy?
yeah,
You never know. We come out of this, you're like, man, I found me a whole new career
yeah,
that
yeah,
brings you joy.
yeah,
It's different from having a job.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
big difference.
Yeah. And I feel like also when you're doing something you love, it's not work.
It's
It
not working.
doesn't feel like work. Like, for example, So I work in private equity, yeah. So I
Hmm.
work in finance. I'm a private equity consultant, and I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it since I was 18. And I love sales. I love sales. I love financial sales. I love being a private equity consultant, and it's just absolutely brilliant. I absolutely thrive off it. That's what I love doing. But with this whole pandemic stuff, it slowed down quite a little bit because of the companies I'm raising money for. Um, they sent all their employees home. So, um, yeah, what was I trying to get at? Sorry. So, yeah, I had a lot of time to sort of think about what is it that I actually love doing other than this.
Yeah.
I really thought about it, and I thought I love personal development. I love mindset stuff, and that's when me and Danny reconnected. Because we actually hadn't spoken a long time, believe it or not. We used to be really, really, really good friends before we started a company together about 4 or 5 years ago. But we hadn't spoken in ages, ages.
Mm.
But I knew that he was very, very like similar mindset, as you obviously know.
Yeah, I can
Um,
tell, man.
yeah,
You're on it.
this COVID situation gave us that chance to reconnect,
Hmm.
restart our friendship. We had like two conversations, mate. I'm honestly, we had one conversation just catching up as old friends.
Yeah.
Then we thought, what could we do in this time? There's so much
Wow.
opportunity. We literally just had that conversation for about 2 3 hours.
Hmm.
And then the next time we had a call, we just thought, well, there's a lot of young men that are going through stuff. We've gone through stuff. Why
Yeah.
don't we just create a podcast or a platform where people can just start talking and, you know, especially mental health is a huge issue as well. Like no one talked about it as well. And
Yeah.
we can talk about it and talk about how to overcome that with personal development. So yeah, man, it's like that's literally started out of nothing.
That is amazing because I remember seeing the first post. I was like, I like this,
Yeah,
and it's not a lot of groups for males out there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
like
not a lot
men
of
only.
positive stuff. Yeah. So
Mm,
this is definitely needed. Like what y'all doing is amazing. Y'all inspiring so many people. A lot of people are branching off and doing their own thing and
yeah, yeah,
interviewing each other, interviewing that person. We
yeah,
doing videos together. To see
yeah.
that is amazing. Like it's amazing. It's something that proud of you guys, Joe. Every day I'm
Thank
like,
you,
man,
man.
look at it.
Thank you.
They're
Do you
doing
know what
great.
it was? It was only I think yes, was it yesterday? Saturday. Um, we'd hit 3 months. We literally hit 3 months
Wow.
on
Wow.
Saturday, and we was thinking, wow,
Yeah.
like it's crazy that we literally it started off with a phone conversation, and the next day our first video was so funny, mate. Like our first video, I grabbed my camera. We used the front camera. We didn't even know about the back camera. How good the back
Wow.
camera of the iPhone was till the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we was using the front camera. We was nervous. We couldn't. We was laughing the whole time when we was talking to each other, and just to see how far we've grown and how many amazing people we've met, like yourself, for example. We always chat to you as well. You were chatting to us and sending us some motivational messages in the morning, which I absolutely love, my man. Um, and yeah, it's just crazy when men can come together, when we actually can come together in a positive
Yeah.
way, how much we can actually achieve and help each other achieve. And that's what me and Danny want to do. We really want to be, it sounds crazy, but we really want to be game changers. We want to change the world and make sure that what our message that men should just come together and be positive and can take control of their lives by taking control of their mind. That message just spreads out to all men, all young men across the world, so we can build
Yes.
better generations like we spoke about last time, our kids and their kids and their kids, and hopefully 3 4 5 generations down the line, you just have really strong, powerful men who are united.
Yes. You just like slowly breaking away generational curses.
100%.
That men can't talk about their issues, that men can't speak on certain things, that
Yeah,
men
yeah,
can't
yeah.
come together. You know what I'm saying? It's so many avenues that we can do as far as what you're doing, as far as what I'm doing.
Mm,
It's like the more I do certain things, and I'm sure the more you do certain things, you get excited. Like this can help another person out.
yeah, yeah,
Which I
yeah.
love telling my story, telling your story, which brings my next question.
Mm,
My next question is: have you ever suffered any setbacks in life, as far as mental health, as far as
yeah.
depression, anything? Feel free to share your story to the audience.
Yeah. So yeah, I've definitely suffered some low points in my life. I mean, we spoke about it on our podcast. So just to give everyone an insight, so I'm 24. I was about 18. Sorry, let's go a little bit further back than that. When I was a young kid, all I wanted to do was play football. It's soccer over there, I know, but we call it football.
Oh,
It's a proper stuff
yeah,
thing. It is football. I don't know what
yeah,
your stuff's called.
yeah.
No. So I wanted to be a footballer. That's all I wanted to do. I played for a couple of academies, one in Chelmsford, which is a sort of semi-pro academy over here. And when I was, say, about 14, 15, I got offered a scholarship to go out to America
Wow.
to to play football there. So I was really excited, but I had to finish. I had to finish college here, which is I think what you guys call high school. Um, and then when I went to high school, it was like a student athlete type of thing, where we were playing for the football team, and it didn't work out for me. I didn't really like it. I thought this is what it's going to be like. I didn't like it at all. So I dropped out, got into work, got into sales, got into financial sales, and yeah, man, I was earning really good money at the time. But as any young 18, 19, 20-year-old does with good money, yeah, you go out, you do what you do as a young man.
It's understandable. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
You go out all the time and misbehave and all that. But it really got to a point where I think I was going out about 4 or 5 times a week. Um, not sleeping much on the weekends, and my vices were things like alcohol, drugs at one time as well. And it wasn't like I was an addict to those things, but um, I was just loved going out all the time. I didn't want to go home.
yeah,
And I realized very recently that the reason I was doing all of that was to escape.
yeah.
It was to escape.
Hmm.
Um, Traumatic experience I had when I was a child, when I was about 13. I'm from Zimbabwe initially. We moved over here when I was 4. When I was I think I was about 12 or 13, I went out there and we got robbed at gunpoint. Um, and it was crazy because it was the first time I'd been there since I was 4. My dad wasn't there at the time because he'd just gone out to the shops to get some birthday cake for my sister. It was her 18th birthday at the time as well. My mum wasn't there because she was in the village with her grandma. So we were there in the flat on our own, and the guy came in posing to be our dad's friend and robbed us at gunpoint, held the gun to my head and everything like that. And it was a very traumatic experience as a 13-year-old. And I think through no fault of my parents, no fault of them at all, because
Hmm.
again, it's traumatic for them because they probably blame themselves of why they weren't there. But
Yeah,
we didn't speak about it at all, which was very strange. We just sort of went back to the UK and got on with our lives. And again, I want to stress it's no fault of their own, because it's just human beings, right?
right.
But we didn't speak about it. So in my head, I was thinking, like, what the hell? Like, are we just going to pretend that
Right. Like you want to ignore this didn't happen. Yeah,
this thing
yeah,
didn't happen? And then
right.
my concept of reality um, really was very blurry because I used to just think then, okay, cool, things happen, and I just will pretend they didn't happen, right?
Yeah,
So I couldn't take responsibility of myself. I couldn't take responsibility of my actions. I would do things, just crazy stuff, and not want to take responsibility because I just pretend they didn't happen because of all this stuff that happened when I was younger, and we didn't deal with it, you know.
yeah.
So I've only just realised this recently, by the way. Um, so yeah, so I used to go out and just do crazy stuff and get myself into situations and not deal with things that are going on. And I just, as I got older, I just wasn't a good guy to be around. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I ruined that relationship because of, again, my inability to take responsibility. I was messing around with other girls and this, that, and the other, and I just wasn't a great guy to be around. I ended up losing a lot of my friends, very good friends as well, good relationships with family and everything like that. And it resulted in me ending up homeless. Um, I literally had nothing. The only thing I had was still my job. But the job was, it's like a commission only, so you don't have a salary. You earn what you get in. And I wasn't very good at it at the time. So I had no money. I was sort of staying in this hostel, and it sort of got to a point where, and I remember very clearly, I thought to myself, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I've gone from really earning loads of money and being that guy, everyone knowing me and always paying for people's nights out, seeking validation from other people. This is what I was doing, which again, a lot of young men do.
Mm-hmm.
To having absolutely nothing, not even having £2 to pay for my lunch at work. I had zero, like absolute zero. So yeah, I guess I didn't know at the time it was depression. I was in a low place in my life, and yeah, that's the rock bottom that I really hit, mate. And it got to a stage where I thought about ending it all. I went I went to the shop to get these. I thought, what's the most painless way to do this? I went to the shop to get these sleeping pills. All right.
Wow.
I thought, yep, I'll just down a load of sleeping pills and it'll be over. Um, I didn't even have enough to buy the sleeping pills.
Like, dang, I can't even do that. You know,
Yeah, I was like, oh
been
my
there.
god,
Yeah.
I can't even do that. Like, and
Yeah.
then yeah, I went back to the hostel and I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, mate, you're what we call here a waste man. Like
Okay.
you can't even do that. Like you can't even do what you want to. You can't even quit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even afford to quit. Like, so I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I've got to get out of this. I can't allow this to be my story.
Yeah.
I can't allow the shame of this being my story. I literally imagined people reading in the newspaper about me going out this way. And I thought, I just felt embarrassed,
Yeah.
shamed. My family reading about it, or whatever, and people thinking, oh, that's how he went. He had so much potential. He had so much. Do you know what I mean? That's how I looked at myself. And luckily, I had a mentor at the time who really looked after me. He taught me how to sell properly. He taught me the art of gratitude and goal setting, sat me down, and we set some goals for myself and started practicing gratitude. And that saved me, honestly, because don't get it twisted, I still had down times
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
still had to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
And it took a while to learn to be good at sales, but slowly and surely, I clawed myself out of the situation by practicing gratitude and visualization and personal development and goal setting. And within literally a matter of months, I was out and I had my own place, and you know, in London, which isn't very cheap as well, and rebuilt relationships with family. I'm still doing that at the moment, and just really changing myself as a person. And yeah, I'm a testament to myself, and I just want to. I know that other people are going through things like that, and I want to share that with other people, which is why we started mentalk.
Yeah. Because you sharing your story, and plus being at your age, I'm sure there's a lot of men who are going through the exact same thing.
Yeah,
This is the pivotal age where you're trying to find yourself, trying to find
yeah,
your career. I went
yeah,
through the
yeah,
same thing around that same age,
yeah,
24, 23, 22.
yeah,
That can be a scary time for a male. You're like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know why I'm here.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see myself out, and that could be scary for a person trying to figure out something in the world. Because this world is cold, and a lot of
yeah,
times
yeah. It's
you may want to express yourself to somebody else, and they may not hear what you're saying.
hard, mate. It's hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. So, my question to you is: at that point, you're in your up and up. You're starting to make sales. You're doing pretty good for yourself. You got your own place. What do you do in those moments when you have those old thoughts come back in your mind? Those old
Um,
pretty much? How do you hit that switch?
To be honest, I owe a lot of this to my mentor at the time, right? Because in my head, and again, this is no disrespect to my dad or anything like that. I really do love my dad, and especially very recently, especially since we had that conversation between me and you,
Mm-hmm.
we've started talking more. Do you know what I mean?
Awesome.
I really appreciate that, and I didn't tell you, but I really appreciated that conversation because it made me think about my relationship with him and how I want it. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past or how I felt about things in the past. That at some point you've got to be a man and think, you know what, forget that. Let's forgive each other and
Yeah, that's cool.
forward. And because the way I see it is, sorry to go off on a tangent, but the way I see it is when I eventually have kids, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be able to I don't want to be that guy who tells my son to forgive his brother, yeah, because he could then turn around and go, yeah, but you didn't forgive your dad.
Yeah.
And then I can't say shit. I can't say anything. I
Right.
can't,
You're right.
do you know what I'm saying? So as men, we have to lead by example.
Yeah.
And I want my dad to be in my children's lives and everything like that, because again, it doesn't matter what happened before, because we are humans. We are all humans, and got to all realize that people just go through shit and aren't going to deal with things in the way that you want them to.
Yeah.
But sorry, going back to the mentor. Sorry,
we'll go back to that. That's awesome.
yeah, he taught me how to be the man I want to be. Let's say it that way. I would have said be a man, but again, it's no offense to my dad. Like, he is a man, but my mentor taught me the key things and the fundamentals of being the man that I want to be. So when I had down days, he told me to use that pain that I had before, recognize that pain and use that pain that I had before to motivate me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he would do it in such a harsh way, where he would do it on my up days. So say I just made a sale, right? I made one of the biggest sales in the company.
Yeah.
And I came in, fresh suit, I bought a new watch, and I was like, okay, feeling myself. Feeling myself. And he always used to come up to me and say, oh, belly full, yeah? Is your belly full? What? He was like, belly full. He's like, you ain't done anything yet, mate. That doesn't impress me. What, you've brought in that much money for the company? That doesn't impress me, mate. Do that. And he would sort of tear me down in a way to build me back up, because he knew that I didn't want to go back to that place.
I get it.
You see what I'm saying? So he would tear me down and say, mate, if you carry on this way, you're gonna run out of all your money, and you're gonna end up back in the hostel. He'd say it in front of everyone as well. I'm not saying you should do that because I reacted differently. I react of, you know what? F you, mate. Yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use that pain that I was in, to catapult me. The fact that I was hungry all the time at work. I was, I used to wear the same suit to work every single day. There was times where I didn't have a haircut for months, and you know what our hair's like, bro. You know when it starts getting a little...
You get the little circle and the line ain't right. Yeah.
They used to bully me about that at work. But I use that pain, and I always stress it to other people. If you're in a place of pain, and you've got over it, use your pain to catapult you. Use that pain and that I don't want to be back here again, and I'll do everything I can not to be back here again. And really remember that, because I feel like when I do that, or when I'm feeling down, I look at the worst times I've ever had in my life, which was exactly that time, and think to myself, what's my success rate with my down days? It's 100%.
Yeah.
So I can do this. This isn't that bad. I thought at one point this was the worst thing that could possibly happen, and I wasn't going to make it. And guess what? I'm here today. Look at all the things I've achieved since then. So
Yeah,
use your past pain to catapult you to your future. You know.
that is a great point because sometimes we all have moments. I have my moments where it feels like I refuse to go back to how I used to think. I
Yeah.
refuse to go back to how I used to think as far as how I view myself. I don't care no matter what happens in life, as far as anything, I have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely commend you on that because that is tough. A lot of
Mm.
people in that state will be like, well, fold up and go
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
your ways. Because especially right now, this is a pivotal time right now with everything going on in the world and
Yeah.
you got so much negativity. You can't even
Yeah.
escape it.
Mm.
So having that positive mindset, I definitely commend you on that. And having that great person to push you along to get to the point you want to go, that means everything. And that goes into my next question. How important is self-love to you?
Oh, mate, do you know what? Yeah, I wish you could. I wish we could insert the clip of you when you talk to me about self-love,
Wow.
because no, honestly, I think whoever's on it, I'm not gonna. Okay, it's a shameless plug. Go on our Instagram page, Mentalk TV. We posted a little clip of Craig speaking about the importance of self-love, and I think you said, and it was the first time. I mean, I kind of knew it, but I'd never articulated it, or I've never had it articulated to me. Um, you can't love yourself. How can you expect anyone to love you? Boy, that hit me so hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I started looking at myself and thinking, you're right. You're 100% right. Like, if you can't love yourself and learn to take time away from people and learn to live with yourself and love yourself, then how can you expect to give love to other people? And how can you expect people to give love to you when you can't give it to yourself? You know, I know it's cliche to say, we've all heard it before, but when you actually look at it, if I ask you a question, who's the one person in the world that you're going to be with for the rest of your life?
Oh, yes, to me.
It's you.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
It's you. I know
Regardless, it's you.
you're probably going to say your wifey or something,
I was
right?
gonna say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But it's
yeah. I know
you. You're
you'd be in
right.
trouble if you didn't. You'd be in trouble if you didn't.
So
I know
funny.
she's looking. No, but in real terms, it's you, right?
Yeah,
It's you. So you've got to learn to love yourself. Like, you can't cut yourself off.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you got friends, or you got friends that you don't like, you just cut them off. Yeah, right. See you later. I'm not done. You're living with you for the rest of your life, so you got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to appreciate yourself. And one thing I loved about what you said, which I do, look down. Take yourself to the cinema. Take yourself on a little date. Take yourself to your favorite place to eat. You know,
Yeah.
we're big on celebrating your wins. You know, we do the Winners Wednesday.
I love
Um,
it.
when I do something good for myself,
Mhm.
I celebrate the way I like to do it. It's not the way everyone else would like to do it. It's all individual. I like to
Yeah,
have a little glass of wine and just chill out. You know, that's my little celebration for myself. A little cheers to me. Sometimes I'll go to a restaurant and just have dinner for one. You
yeah,
know, and just chill. And when you learn to love yourself and appreciate yourself and celebrate your own little wins and gas yourself up for little things that you do every day, you build this confidence and you build this, oh, okay, I don't need that person to tell me I'm good enough. I know I'm good enough.
there you
I
go.
can look myself in the mirror and go, yeah, you're a fucking G. Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
there you go.
you smashed it today. Well done, bro. So
Yeah,
that when
yeah,
someone else, because the thing is, a lot of people are um, so fixated on people praising them, right? And that's so important to them. Whereby, if someone praises you and says you're good, you're good, and you hold that to high regard, what happens when someone says you're bad, or
don't
who
believe
says
that
you're a
part.
piece of shit? You're
Yeah,
gonna take so much importance to that. So I would say it's all an internal thing. It's not. Life is an internal game, not an external game. So someone says you're good, yeah, cool. Okay, thank you very much, appreciate that. But take that with a pinch of salt. Don't hold that to such a pedestal, because what happens when they say you're bad, you know?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that, man.
that is a amazing point. As far as your self love journey, it doesn't stop.
Uh, it
Even
never.
when you do get married, do get engaged, you still have to work on you.
Oh, 100%,
You
100%.
still got to
Because
have that you.
because
Yeah.
because I'm not a relationship expert. Like I'm in a new one, but my girlfriend right now, she's amazing, Craig.
Hmm.
Honestly, she's the most amazing girl I've ever met in my entire life.
Nice.
Like we used to go to school together, so we already know each other. But we reconnected just before lockdown, which is sad because we had to get to know each other on a personal level, because usually what any young man would do, you know, you'd meet her, you know, you get to know her physically, right, as well,
Yeah.
and more than likely you get bored, right,
Hmm.
which was my pattern.
Hmm.
But I really had to get to know her on a mental level because I couldn't see her
Yeah.
because of lockdown,
Yeah.
and we had to get to know each other on that level, and we spoke every day from about 10 p.m. till about 5 in the morning, and just really got to know everything about each other. And the connection I've built with her is crazy.
Hmm.
And the point I'm trying to get at is she's fallen in love with the person I am, right?
Hmm.
Because I love myself.
Yeah.
I don't need her, right? I'm good by myself.
Mhm.
But if I didn't love myself and I was trying to please her, trying to do this to her, trying to blah blah blah, what happens if she just turns around and says, you know what, I'm not feeling it anymore?
Yeah.
Then what do I do?
Yeah.
I'm a mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh no,
Yeah. Yeah. We all been there.
trying to, then I'm trying to find the
Yeah.
next one because
Yeah.
I'm not happy with myself, and unfortunately, that's what happens a lot these days. You know, you got to learn to love yourself and be secure in yourself,
Hmm.
and the other people are attracted. I find people are attracted to, oh, he's confident in himself. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm just a baby boy, you know. But that's what I feel anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, the way you're thinking, your mindset, I wish I had that at your age. Seriously.
Right?
It took me a while to get to that point.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the way you think and your drive for life, it's amazing. You don't find that many 24-year-olds thinking about the way you think. I
No, I
definitely
appreciate it.
commend you on that,
No, I
especially
appreciate
males. That's
that.
amazing.
I appreciate that. But
Yeah,
but but with that, like with my mindset, it's I've had to go through a lot to get there. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't. I've always been like that, but it's not the end. You know,
Uh-huh.
like you say, and I love the fact that you said it in our first chat. It's it continue, man. It never ends.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
doesn't. It doesn't, because you're always learning about yourself. Even the person you're with, you're gonna learn new things. I didn't know this.
Yeah,
On this lockdown, and this is a time where you know with the right person or not, because you're with that person all the time, or you talk
yeah,
to that person all the time. This is
yeah.
definitely a pivotal moment.
Mm.
Definitely. This is amazing. So my last question, we wrap it up, is you get up in the morning, look in the mirror, you're brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, get yourself together. You look in the mirror, what motivates you?
Wow, what motivates me?
Mhm.
Um, so I don't actually have it with me at the moment. I have a a goals book, right?
Awesome.
I'll do a session with you once if you want, a live session.
Yeah, we
I
can do
can't
that.
actually I can't actually find it, but
We can do that.
what motivates me is life, bro. Like, and I honestly think I can't have these conversations sometimes with other people because other think you're crazy, but life motivates me, and it's as simple as that. Like
Hmm.
when you break it down, I can't remember the actual statistics. It's like 1 in a trillion or 3 trillion chance of you as a sperm making it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get too crude, but
No, you're good.
I don't want to get too crude. But as a sperm in your dad's ball sack,
You made it.
you have 1 in a trillion chance of even just making it. So
Yeah.
I beat a trillion other talents that could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, like that blows my mind, bro. Like, honestly, I I'm excited about that, right? So I think to
Yeah.
myself, okay, I've done all that to get even here, right? Secondly, all the stuff that's happened to me in my life, like the traumatic stuff, that gunpoint thing that happened. If something had been off that day, if my dad had been there, I know he would have probably tried to help us, save us. One of us may have got killed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Things could have been different.
Yeah.
What if I'd have gone out to America on a scholarship? Maybe I would have been doing something completely different. If I hadn't been homeless and whatever, it wouldn't have shaped me into the person I am today. So I know that everything that's happened to me is happening for a reason, to teach me lessons, right? For the man that I'm going to be. And then I look at my goals. 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 year goals, right? That's what I have. So 4 1 year goals, 4 3 year goals, 4 5 year goals, four
Like
10.
this.
I sat down with Danny and actually shared the goals, and it's a really intimate process because you're getting to know someone on a deeper level of actually what they want out of life.
Wow. Okay.
Um, and we hold each other accountable for those goals. So yeah. So basically my goals, I look at them every single morning when I wake up and every night before I go to bed. And sometimes, obviously, as human beings, we wake up and we think, oh,
Yeah.
can't be bothered today. But when I look at those goals and I think, you know what, if I get these goals, it's not about the goal itself. It's about the man I become in the process of getting those goals. You know what I'm saying? So I need to become that man in 10 years' time in the 10-year goal, because in the 10-year goals, it's about taking care of my family and
Exactly.
giving back to the world
Yeah.
and giving and helping more people. So um, that's what motivates me. All the stuff from the past and looking at my goals is looking to the future. That's literally what I look at that in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth and think, yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get it, boy.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You're definitely on the right path as far as everything you're doing. I'm super proud of you, bro. Before
Yeah.
we close, tell the
Mhm.
people where to find you, what you got going on, one more
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So find us on Instagram. It's at mentalk.tv. My personal is at talent.london, but you'll find that on our mental page. Danny's as well, just Danny Bullioni. But find us on Mentalk TV on Instagram. YouTube as well. We've literally just revamped our YouTube page. We're giving high quality stuff. So
Yeah,
find us on YouTube. It's going to be Mentalk TV. Craig would love to get you on another podcast as well, like with me and
man.
Danny as well, very
That's
soon. I'll talk about that soon. And yeah, so YouTube, Instagram, I think we're on Twitter as well. We're new to that as well. And the Apple and Spotify, just Mental TV, man. So we've got some really cool stuff. Craig, we're going to have an event soon as well. So we'll speak about that, but thank you so much. Yeah, that's where you can find us, guys.
got you. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, listen, always appreciate you, man.